Munster have just beaten Benetton and currently sit sixth in the URC table, and that is very promising. So in this video, I want to be breaking down the game that just finished between Munster and Benetton, and a little bit of Peter Amani as well. So please like and subscribe as always, and let's break it down. Munster ended up beating Benetton 30-21 on the night, and I got to give it to Benetton. They have been putting in some serious performances, especially with that win over Glasgow, where they ended up beating them 33-7. And wow, they really came in with a lot of fire, a lot of passion, as the Italians always do. And they really made Munster work, especially early game. They really made Munster work. Yes, the first half of the first half was pretty much controlled by Munster, but then late second half, we did see a big resurgence come through from Benetton, but ultimately they just couldn't handle the pressure, the speed, the offloads. They were just too strong, and that second half was pretty much dominated by Munster. We had some seriously good performances from players like Hardnett, Crowley. Crowley put himself in brilliant positions, ended up bagging himself 10 points to boot as well. But, you know, there were players like Tom Farrell, who played so well, and he deserved the applause that he got when he ended up getting subbed off. 16 carries. We have Calvin Nash, another player who's really performing. He beat 5 defenders. Craig Casey, who just had an outstanding game. 84 successful passes. And he's one of those players that when he stands next to other people, when he stands next to other rugby players, he looks like a child. Like, I'm talking, he looks like a 10-year-old next to his father. But can the guy bloody play? He was just phenomenal. He was here, there, everywhere. You know, what more could you want in a player? He's small, he's quick, he's agile, he made the game work, he pushed on the pace, and he really kept things going. He was very vocal in terms of, you know, what he wanted, and they executed their game plan brilliantly. Benetton, they were getting very physical, especially at the breakdown. We did see Benetton, you know, getting a little bit dirty, especially when, you know, play was called off, grabbing the Munster players, you know. But again, that's part and parcel of the game. But you can see Benetton kind of understood what was happening, especially late on in the game. And, you know, I do feel it was kind of getting to them. Yes, they did. They kept pushing, but ultimately it just wasn't enough to beat a well-drilled Munster side. And this win really meant a lot to them, because I think they were sitting 9th or 10th prior to this game. So having this win moves them up into 6th, at least for the time being. We are going to be seeing what happens in tomorrow. But if they're able to get playoff rugby, how spectacular would that be for Munster? That would be just the icing on top of the cake. Like, seriously, it would be brilliant. Give them just that extra little bit of time. We did see Peter Amani. I don't know how much Peter Amani is going to end up playing, but this would be, I think this would technically be like their final home game. So he gets an amazing send-off in front of his home crowd. And what an absolute monster Peter Amani is. So just, he put in a strong performance, as always. You know, he's always there, he's always ready, he's looking after his body well. You know that he is more than happy to put his life and limbs on the line for that. And, you know, just another pretty solid performance from Peter Amani. But we can't talk about Munster without talking about Jean Klein, because this guy, he is a scary piece of work. He really is scary, and the guy is phenomenal. So if you do not like Jean Klein, I don't care who you support, you've got something wrong with you. And then you have Byrne right next to him. That's scary. That really, really is scary. But yeah, in terms of Benetton, they tried their best. They had players like Brex, who ended up coming off. Umaga put on some good points, and Umaga does tend to play pretty well. He's a relatively consistent player, even if Benetton aren't exactly playing the best. But, this is pretty much an Italian side. It's a really, really strong, resilient side, but they couldn't handle the pressure from Munster. The offloads from Munster at points, they were just too quick. They were finding those gaps, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, you had players like Canoni, Zuliani, but yeah, Munster were just that one step ahead, especially in that second half. I do feel if Benetton were able to hold out a little bit more, control the game a little bit more, especially in the first half, this first part of the second half, we could have seen a slightly more competitive game, because we look at the game and Benetton were really putting on that pressure, as much as they can, especially on the late part of the second half. But unfortunately, I do feel like it was just a little bit too little, too late. And again, that Munster side were very, very resilient. They were fighting for everything. So yeah, they did make mistakes. And at points, Benetton did punish Munster, but the scoreline speaks for itself. Munster were better on the day. They are now currently sitting, let me double check this, because I do believe they are sitting sixth. Yeah, so they are currently sitting sixth on 51 points, behind the Stormers, who are fifth, sitting on 55 points. And then we had Edinburgh, who also played today. They currently sitting on 49 points. And then Cardiff are currently ninth and outside of the playoffs. Benetton 10th, again outside of the playoffs. And Ulster, again another team that ended up playing today, they are currently sitting in 12th. So this has seen Munster really, really jump up. We see Edinburgh keep their place within the playoffs. And yeah, the Stormers just put an absolute work on Cardiff today. So, guys, Munster in the playoffs. Peter Amani extending his career just a little bit longer, trying to see how far Munster can potentially get. It's going to be interesting. But what a performance from Munster. And what a sending off for Peter Amani. So let me know what your thoughts in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe. This was a brilliant, brilliant start to the end of the season. Yeah, I can't wait for tomorrow. So drop your thoughts in the comment section below. If you just want to show a bit of love to Peter Money, put it in the comments. And catch you guys in the next one. Bye.